Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider Unfinished Business Remastered. This is is 115 speaking. So, after two videos where I either seldom commented or offered no commentary whatsoever, we are back to a Let's Play format, and you can look forward to me tackling the expansion for the first Tomb Raider, which was actually originally released after Tomb Raider 2 was already out, interestingly enough. This expansion is one of the reasons, and not just the one for Tomb Raider 1 but also for Tomb Raider 2 and 3, the expansion levels are one of the reasons I was so excited for the remasters back when they were announced back in September last year. The reason is simple: these were never ever digitally available on any platforms, and physically only on PC. Which is a darn shame. I know many people who love the old Tomb Raider games, and none of them have played the expansions because they were barely distributed in any shape or form. I was one of the lucky few who got to experience them, and I hope this way more of us will. In case you're tackling the unfinished business yourself, I think you'll find this Let's Play very useful. Again, my goal in all these Let's Plays is to show you strategies on how to overcome every challenge, how to explore every nook and cranny of every level, and also how to get our hands on all the delicious goodies, find all secrets, and kill all enemies. The extra added layer of challenge in this remastered trilogy is that I'm also after all the achievements out there. In case you're interested in the basic Tomb Raider 1, please feel free to watch my Let's Play playlist, where you will find me tackling all the different difficulties, ways of playing, 100%ing every single level, and gradually unlocking all 67 achievements. For which, in case you are lucky enough to play on PS4, you will also be awarded a Platinum Trophy. And also, as per the time of me recording, this is in middle of April, all the achievements for Tomb Raider 1 work, and I was able to get them on PS4, PS5, GOG and Steam versions of the game. I cannot comment on Epic as it's a storefront I refuse to use. So, that's that. One thing I'd like to point out is sort of an interesting change in continuity. In case you're one of the 5 people on Earth who have played the Unfinished Business expansion back in the day, you will notice something strange when you boot it up here, and that's simply the fact that they have swapped around the order of the first 2 levels with the final 2 levels, right? The expansion consists of 4 levels, and first 2 are happening in Egypt and the second 2 in Atlantis, or that's how it used to be. But this time it's gonna be different, and I actually welcome this change because it resolves a bit of a continuity error it had. Remember, back when we finished our Great Pyramid, I said between this final victory slide and Lara's escaping on the boat via the FMV cutscene, there are whole 2 levels happening in between, and these are the levels we are now gonna get to experience. Before that, let me just briefly talk about my achievement plan. As compared to Tomb Raider 1, it is gonna be very simple. In Tomb Raider 1, we unlocked all 67 achievements. In the Unfinished Business expansion, I believe there are 32 in existence. I'm of course gonna show you how to tackle every level-specific achievement, just like I did in my Tomb Raider 1 Let's Play. However, 2 achievements we need to keep in mind all the time. First of all, Gifts of Wonderland achievement, which simply asks us to collect all the items. In a single playthrough, this is the equivalent of the Tomb Cleaner achievement, which was up until the second major patch bugged and did not work. Gifts of Wonderland were in fact also bugged. It's the only achievement from the whole package of Tomb Raider 1 and Unfinished Business I do not yet have on my PS4, because it did not work on release, it did not work after the first patch, it did not work after the second patch, and now that we have the third patch, version 1.03 out there, it should work. But honestly guys, I'll believe it when I'll see it, okay? I have heard some conflicting rumors, some people also saying that it still doesn't work, but I would question their way of trying to re-unlock it. I'm gonna delve into details by the time we'll reach the 4th and final level, okay? So I myself do not yet know if the Gifts of Wonderland will work, but here's hoping they will. At least that's what the official patch notes do claim. So, nothing changes for us, we would have gotten all the items anyway. One thing we'll need to keep in mind, which reminds me of the After Us the Deluge achievement from Tomb Raider 1, where we were rewarded for breaking all the breakaway tiles. Here, we are gonna get an achievement called Roll Action for triggering all the boulders in the game, except for one particular boulder which is missing the trigger point since the original release, and it's something they, at least as far as I'm aware, not update for the remastered release, unlike the bet in the Colosseum in the vanilla game, but let's not talk about that trauma. So I'm also going to show you how to trigger every single boulder in every single level, and there are plenty. This entire expansion is a boulder fest, which makes sense because they really were stretching how challenging they can make these levels with the relatively limited capabilities of the Tomb Raider 1 engine, right? So, we have a lot to look forward to, and other than these two achievements which we need to keep in mind all the time when playing the expansion, there are going to be 3 level-specific achievements in the first level, 8 in the second level, 11 in the third level, and also, because of one of those achievements, I myself am gonna play through the entire level twice. And finally, the final level of the expansion has again 8 achievements. So it can be a bit overwhelming and a bit difficult to keep track of all of this, but that's what I'm here for. So, I've been talking for long enough to really get us into the sort of continuity mood of how Lara's adventure flows. Let's get into the end of the Great Pyramid level from our save, where I replayed half of the game for Leave Them Sucking Wind achievement. So here we are. We have just defeated Jacqueline Natla in the Great Pyramid itself, and we're about to do our victory slide and see our delicious final statistics screen. By the way, interesting thing, maybe you remember at the end of my Great Pyramid video level, back when the patch 1.02 was live, there was this beautiful exit with open-skied colonnade and sort of a volcanic island being visible. Now, with the release of patch 1.03, they again changed it. My goodness, it just keeps changing constantly and makes me very nervous. And now they gave us this disgusting thing. And honestly, I guess they realized that the previous one, even though it was quite beautiful, was a bit of a continuity error, because this ties up much better into the Unfinished Businesses expansion's first level. Let me show you what I mean. Natla is dead. Is it over? Oh, absolutely not. So this is the stat screen for the Great Pyramid. Let's skip the FMV because that did not happen yet, and this is the final stat screen, right? Now, this way, Lara should now enter the next level as per the Unfinished Business expansion pack. So let me show you exactly what I mean by that. And start a new game. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna briefly switch to old graphics because I want to show you the old graphics loading screen. I think it's really cute. Now, I've been trying to find any sort of backstory or information about these expansion levels for Tomb Raider 1, and lo and behold, I managed to find a scan of an old manual from the Gold Edition of Tomb Raider 1. So let me read out what the idea behind the Atlantean levels of the Unfinished Business expansion was. 2 expert levels of Lara's dramatic return to Atlantis, Lara has discovered the existence of a ruined segment of the alien city, allegedly containing a hive of surviving creatures guarding an alien hatchery. She must destroy the aliens before they infest us again. The idea behind Unfinished Business was to create an alternative ending to the game, where Lara would come face to face with an almost overwhelming horde of alien creatures defending the hub of their territory. It is pitched as an expert challenge and is intended to be played as a continuation of the original game. A tangible form of alien architecture was created with logical locations and connections so that the alert player could make informed decisions about where the goals of the levels lay. Transparencies were used everywhere to help generate this sense of place and, of course, to foreshadow future and often deadly confrontations. Well, that's a bit of fun information, isn't it? And there's another page dedicated to the Egyptian levels, but we're gonna get to that once we reach the third level of the overall expansion. And there we go. This is essentially the slide that ties directly into the Great Pyramid level. So they again change it in the most recent patch to resemble the beginning of this level, the Atlantean Stronghold, much closer. So in this level we are going to find all 2 secrets, get our hands on 63 pickups, which is absolutely insane and the highest number of pickups so far in Tomb Raider 1. we are also gonna defeat 31 enemies, so 1 enemy less than in the Atlantis level, and honestly, that's quite a lot considering these are demons and mutants. Also, we are gonna use some medpacks here. I'm sorry, I'm not good enough to do no medpacks run of this level. There is plenty of mandatory damage we need to take here. And that's essentially it. I'm not sure if there are any breakaway tiles in this level, but you will see that on the screen. Perhaps more interestingly, there are 4 boulders we are gonna trigger for that roll action achievement, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Now, what's really scary about this is that Lara was so enthusiastic during her victory slide from the Great Pyramid level that she dropped her shotgun, magnums and Uzis, all the ammunition and medpacks. We are left with pistols. Yikes. Although, to be honest, I have, in between finishing the Great Pyramid for the first time and getting to this point, we've been through the hard-boiled achievement, where we played through the entire game with pistols only, and also the New Game Plus difficulty. And frankly, taking down mutants with Uzis on New Game Plus takes about as much time as taking them down on normal difficulty with pistols only. By the way, as far as I'm aware, maybe the 3rd patch has changed something, I don't know yet. Unfinished business expansion levels have no New Game Plus mode, okay? It's only the standard difficulty. But I might be wrong, we'll see what happens when we beat it. Again, the game changes quite a bit with every patch release. Now, first of all, ahead of us is not the way to continue, but instead, the first secret. So, there we go, we will be awarded with shotgun shells, and thank God for those 63 pickups, seeing as our entire inventory has reset to the beginning of the caves level, okay? Now, there we go, still the same ammunition yield, 2 per box. Now, what I intentionally did here was make a running jump without grabbing and climbing up, because that reduced the time we would hang there and potentially taken damage from the lava bubbles. And that wouldn't be very nice, would it? Now let's make a safety drop to ideally not take any damage whatsoever from this side. This is a very awkward terrain to navigate, and our first boulder of the expansion, which just, I mean, we can look at it and that's about it. Make sure to perhaps strafe on one of the sides of this square. You should minimize some of the bubble damage you will take. This time we avoided it, which is very nice. And now we get a really cool sneak peek preview of the next level. This, my friends, is a preview of the Hive level, the next one that will enter, with one unkillable centaur, unfortunately. Not much we can do about this guy, which, by the way, during the floating text in the beginning, you will see that we are killing 31 out of 32 enemies. This is kind of, in this instance of the level, the 32nd enemy, right? Although, of course, it's supposed to give us a sneak peek of the next level, but hey, he's on this map, this is where I'm gonna count him. Now, this is interesting. This will give us how do I get it achievement. You just need to make a sort of grabbing standing jump there and get your hands on the small medpack. That's it. How do I get it? Squeezing for a medpack. That's the first of the 3 level specific achievements done. The second one we'll do at the very end, and then after we finish the level proper, I'm gonna quickly show you how to beat the level in, I don't know, roughly 2 minutes time to get the final achievement of this level, which I think is called Emergency Exit. Now, let's approach this impressive structure and ignore the mutant on our left, because it's much better to take him down from relative safety. Let us climb up. Now, the moment we start taking potshots at him, he's a bit shy, he's gonna run away, but that's fine. Use these ledges to your advantage without ever getting down from the tower to take him down, but try to be as quick about it as possible, because he's not the only problem we have to worry about here, okay? Yeah, so like I said, takes roughly the same amount of time as taking care of them with Uzis on New Game Plus difficulty. So honestly, we've practiced for this. That is, if you played the New Game Plus or also the hard-boiled achievement, right? Which is my case, definitely. So that makes it a bit less painful. Okay, now I wish Lara would aim at him. Thank you. And again, use these ledges to your advantage. If he is about to land on the ledge you are on, make a diagonal jump across this square to another ledge, okay? And this way, in theory, he should never really reach you and get to you. Now, what worries me as well is that he is not alone, but I have yet to see... Oh, speak of the devil, literally. Okay, this is much better aiming, Lara. Thank you for cooperating. Let's make a side flip. Okay, He's about to be dead very soon. Or maybe not as soon as I thought. Ah, there we go. So both demons taken care of. Now, there is a very impressive vista there, but let's not forget about something first and mind the evil gap over here, okay? I forgot about it the first time I played through the level, and of course I fell to my death. In this lair, where the first mutant was, there is more shotgun ammunition, and the good news is we are absolutely about to get shotgun next. However, I'm not going to use it in this level. I'm actually not even going to use magnums that we are going to find later. This level for me is going to be pistols only to conserve as much ammunition as we can. Furthermore, I'm from the next level not going to use pistols at all, except for one single encounter where it's tied to an achievement, okay? So just to be transparent about what my objective is. Now, can we get a better camera angle, or is this it? Ah, there we go. Yeah, this is what I was hoping for. Ah, awesome. Shame the camera doesn't linger. I did not interrupt it, by the way. It did it on its own. So let me talk about our objective in this level. You know how much I love doing this. So we have just emerged from the, I guess, exhaust ventilation duct of the Great Pyramid into this fleshy corridor. Behind this membrane wall, which is not going to disappear, is the hive Lara wants to destroy. That's going to be the subject of the next level. First of all, we need to descend this Atlantean Stronghold tower, this huge, imposing, majestic structure. We're going to pick up all sorts of goodies as we go, including the shotgun there. And this hole right here, by the way, you can immediately get to it via this slippery slope, jumping forward, tilting Lara a bit to the left, fall here and finish the level, for which you will be awarded via an achievement. What's really cool about this is that this fall connects many different layers of this level that you will actually end up skipping, which I just find incredibly funny. And behind one of these walls is actually a switch which will trigger the level exit. Yeah, the door will actually not open. The moment you press the switch, the level exit screen will appear, funnily enough. So you can absolutely take a massive shortcut and you'll be awarded by achievement. I'm going to show you exactly how to do that after we finish the level proper. But first of all, in the initial area that we're in, we want to get our hands on all the goodies placed here, and I'm going to guide you through that process, but also make a note of these two corner structures. I guess these are also some kind of tower structures. We are actually gonna enter this part of the honeycomb structure, go deep and explore pits of lava, then re-emerge from this door, and then re-enter this door, just to make our way all the way up here. There we go. And make a very stylish swan dive from this tile, also unlocking the Leap of Faith achievement. So that's essentially how the entire level loops in on itself, okay? Now, to get down, well, I don't want to say safely because we have to take damage for this, but to minimize it at least, do this, okay? Yeah, less than 10% damage is fine. But if we'll say it 10 times per this level, then we have a problem, of course. And there we go, our beautiful shotgun, but I'm gonna leave it as is. I'm curious how much ammunition we'll have for both shotgun and magnums by the end of the level. Now, you have a couple of options here, but I prefer to pick up shotgun ammunition over here. And again, if you're after the emergency exit achievement, just get down here, ignoring the two demons and mutant, make it here, make a backflip, then tilt Lara to the left and you'll fall to the level exit. It's really as simple as that. But as part of the roll action achievement, we want to trigger all the boulders, so let's trigger the second one. It is already falling, by the way. Whew. Yeah, thankfully a side flip guarantees you'll make it, okay? Then there's another one, but this one is a bit weird. You would expect it to trigger right as you step on these tiles, because this is where it's gonna roll through, but that's not the case. Instead, it's one of these two tiles. So the moment we make a jump like this, even above the square, it comes rolling down, okay? So this right here is the third boulder we have triggered. Now, before we really do anything else, let's take care of a mutant. There he is, and essentially some of these mutants, even though they look the same, they will not shoot at you. It's the same kind of enemy that has different AI behavior pattern, right? So even though they have the shooting mechanism on their arm, they're just not going to use it, some of them. And if you remember which ones behave which way, it can be tremendously helpful to conserve health. or you don't have to remember, you can just watch my Let's Play, either way. And by the way, this boulder, I have no memory of ever triggering, but remember, at some point at the top of the tower, I warned you about there being a gap, right? So when jumping from here to the lair over there to pick up shotgun shells, we overcame this gap. Jumping over this gap also seems to trigger this here boulder, okay? So by the time you descend, just check if it's triggered. If not, you'll have to do some acrobatics over on this ramp over here. Maybe climb up here real quick to trigger it and move out of its harmful way, okay? Hopefully that's clear. Another cool thing about expansion levels is just to see the new texture work. This circle, we have not really seen it anywhere in the original game's Atlantis level, and I cannot figure out what on earth is it supposed to represent. But maybe just a piece of ancient Atlantean jewelry, you know, just surrounded by Natla's corruption, something along those lines. We'll see. Okay, more pickups and goodies. However, the moment we climb up these blocks, there should be a flying demon nearby, appearing from behind the tower. But I also know of a more sure way to get him to come here, and that's to pick up the shotgun shells over here. Okay. There we go. I do not yet hear flapping wings. Oh, but now I see him. Okay, I see him. I think we should get out. Whoa. Whew. Okay, and we did not take falling damage. The alternative to that would be him pushing us down, which I wouldn't want. And we did not get hit by the flying body chunks. Awesome. Okay, and another mutant should appear when we get here. Now that is most odd. Oh no, I think this is it. Yeah, there he is. Ah, it's a good idea to trigger him now that you're expecting it, rather than later upon emerging from those doors, because then he can really unpleasantly surprise you. Okay, and we should have 11 items. Yeah, I'm not usually checking things like these, but with 63 items in a level I don't know that well, I am kind of gonna do that. And who knows, maybe it's gonna be more helpful for you guys. Okay, oh, and 6 kills on top of that. Wonderful. Awesome. So, let's finally enter the honeycomb structure over here. And pretty please, make a safety drop and shimmy all the way to the right, minimizing some of that mandatory damage. Again, similar kind of damage as to what we took when we descended the tower. Now this is a really odd structure. You can sort of see the other holes from the honeycomb leading here, although they seem to be kind of a dead ends. But it's this one that's interesting, because this is the one we'll swan dive into through this structure and through following ones, okay? I'm gonna do sort of a callback to this whenever we reach such structure. Anyway, the only thing we have to really be interested in here are the 2 small med packs, and there are 2 holes you can use to fall down. However, one of them will incur slightly less damage than the other, due to a very tiny slope. Let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, Lara, don't fall. Thank you. So we get to choose one of these holes, but actually, this one, the ledge is 1 step higher than this one, right? So this is the best possible point of drop you can do. And look at the damage we took. Completely unavoidable, which is incredibly infuriating. By the way, if you want to continue, that's the way. But first we want to explore this intriguing room with a couple of enemies and goodies. You can already see the umbilical cords there moving. You know what will happen. It will absolutely awaken, okay? So let's take a few potshots at it and jump over here. Uh-oh, I did not expect you to start shooting so soon. Okay, I heard another egg breaking. Oof. Okay, as long as they're just running around in circles, you're good. The moment they start shooting is when this kind of ledge no longer is an advantage. Okay, now just so we do not waste too much time, let's give him a false hope that he can approach us on melee. Or that, sure. Okay, we somehow avoided the second fireball, I'm happy about that. That's not it, however, there's a third one as well. Okay. Speak of the devil, and there he is. So this guy can from certain angles start firing at you, which is a bit unfortunate, but if you just remain here with a little bit of patience, you can take care of him, okay? Pretty please. Damn it, the New Game Plus mode of the original Tomb Raider 1 made me used to the fact that there will be save crystals refilling our health, but that's no longer the case. Oh boy. Now it's medpacks spent, and that just feels so wasteful. Okay. And again, another ledge. And another one. So each of the corners of this room, oh, some of them even have a cool camera angle, but each of them has a goodie on it, right? So you do well to pay attention to all of them. Okay. Again, this is all hoping the Gifts of Wonderland achievement works. Now, this membrane wall over here, which by the way in the original graphics, it always looked like glass filled with flesh, and now it's flesh only. They did away with the glass for whatever reason. So this one, even though it doesn't look like it, will actually disappear, or we can already see Muty the mutant behind it keeping watch. This one will disappear and we'll be able to continue through the level. To make it disappear, we'll need to press a particular switch in this room over here. Okay? So this is it. There's switch to our right and switch to our left. We need to press these two switches to continue the level behind this membrane wall, and the way we're gonna get there is via this hellish corridor, which I think actually looks really cool. Oh, and another thing, again, this is all part of the central structure and the swan diving fall we'll make later on, leading to the level exit, okay? So the level exit is sort of just beneath us. We can even see it through these kinds of glass shards, which I think is really cool. Now, normally I would suggest just go right and stay on this side of the tile so you don't get hit by the blow darts, but I just really want to show you something cool, so I'm gonna risk life and limb to do that, and that's an egg that will hatch. Oh no, there's a mutant. Behind this membrane wall, there are some goodies, okay? Let's just keep that in mind. And also, this egg will now hatch if you approach it. They will also hatch if you approach them from the other side. How to do that? Don't worry, I will explain. Okay, I don't know why this dart makes me so nervous, but there you have it. And probably the best way to tackle it is not to even get in its way. And now we enter the staircase with a particularly nasty encounter. I think this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna save in this level, because, I mean, we deserve this. At the end of the corridor, a mutant is gonna appear, and what happens next is kind of random, so let me make a save here. Okay. And he will sometimes just run in circles and never approach you, and occasionally, oh boy, this will happen. I am not a fan of this behavior. Ah, if I was your father, I would really scold you, Muty the mutant. Anyway, we survived that somehow. Again, I'm amazed how quickly pistols can finish them off, because I'm used to New Game Plus. Okay, keep a note of this. This will be a side corridor leading to the fiery room where the two eggs hatched a bit short while ago, okay? Now this is an absolutely terrifying corridor with 6 switches and 3 mutants, each with a goodie behind. Guess what happens when you pick one of those goodies up? They will awaken. There's a better way to make these guys awaken, and I'm gonna show that to you, okay? First of all, there is one switch at the bottom level over here, yeah? Oh, and by the way, we are at the level exit arena, just from the wrong side and behind this membrane wall. Now, in this level exit arena, if you want all the kills, for which you will also get an achievement, at least in the Atlantean section of the Unfinished Business expansion, press this switch and a centaur will appear. This guy, in a sense, will be a final boss fight of sorts, okay? There he is, just mocking us, not much we can do about this guy. If you're not interested in all the kills or achievements and just want to finish the... you don't want to leave the business unfinished, let's say, you do not need to press this switch, okay? Just feel free to ignore it and you'll have one less pain point to deal with. Now, let's keep the shotgun shells handy for the next level. Make it up the stairs, and similar to the Atlantis level, there are a couple of switches that are purely optional and some that you need to progress, okay? Let's get our hands on the small health pack over here, and I'm gonna show you the 2 switches you need to progress through the level. So first of all, this one. Well, actually, no, sorry, you do not need this one. You only need it if you're interested in sort of a side corridor with more kills and goodies. You need only this one, because this makes the membrane wall disappear and you'll be able to continue the level, okay? So this one open up a path with tons of goodies and 2 kills. As for those 3 mutants, there are 3 more switches and each will awaken one of them. And I'm gonna start, you know what? with the most problematic of all of them, just to see if we'll survive this. There, Muti has awakened. Okay, perfect. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Could you die? I was too cocky. I think we'll need a health pack. I'm gonna see you back in this spot. Okay, here we are back again. Are we ready for this? Well, regardless, Lara pressed the switch, and now it's time to suffer. Lucky us, he decided to sort of fool around. Very good. On to the next one. Let's see if we can get through this gauntlet of horror without using a medpack. Okay, so far so good. Okay. This guy did not even think to use stairs, which is simply amazing and to our advantage. On to the final one. This should be the easiest one, but I don't want to jinx it. Very little health remaining. Let's see if we can get his attention somehow. No, I don't like this camera movement one bit. Uh-oh. Whew. Okay, and no flying body part finished the job. Very good. So, we pressed all the 6 switches. Let's get our hands on all the goodies that were covered by these 3 mutants before. Okay. I am really putting off using a medpack for some reason. I don't know why. I know I'll need to use some. I'm at peace with that, and yet just, I don't know, my pride will not let me. Anywho, we got the goods. We killed the enemies. Let's just explore this side corridor, which we opened with one of the lever, which I originally said is mandatory, but is in fact purely optional. Sorry about that. 2 more mutants to take care of, and if my strategy will work, we should not take any damage, because these guys cannot shoot. Would be funny if they shot me down the moment I said they cannot shoot. At least I've never seen their behavior allowing them to shoot, so that's why I'm saying it with such certainty in my voice. Oh, I really love what this place looks like in the remastered graphics. Now I guess we can just stand here forever. Oh, they decided to take an action. Interesting. But if you want to speed things up along and maybe take a little risk, feel free to jump forward and then backflip. This should get them nearer you. You do that, sure. And the next one? Yeah. Okay. He should be coming back any second. So, jumping forward and then backflipping over here is kind of the perfect strategy. They really won't know what to do with you, okay? Now, do not forget the 2 goodies over here. I know, just few out of the 63 in this generalist level, but we'll need all of them. Would you believe me if I said that the toughest level is not this one, not even the next one, but actually the final one? Despite the fact that it's set in Egypt, and despite the fact that it was originally, in the original Unfinished Business, released 2nd level. The Temple of the Cat. Those of you who have seen my Let's Play back from 2014 know what a tough relationship I have with that level. I was so utterly exhausted tackling it late in the night. My goodness, I think you can tell that in my original video. I think I will do everything I can for that not to be the case this time. I'll practice more and I'll do it. Let's just say I will no longer underestimate how long it takes to record that level. Okay, cool. So we are here. Remember, we've been on the other side of these 2 membranous walls. That's where the lava bubbles are and the fire darting mechanism originates, right? And the sort of 2 eggs and hatchery that the muties hatched from. You cannot really go any further than that because of the lava, but there's nothing there anyway. So yeah, if you wouldn't trigger them from observing via the other side of the membranous walls, just approaching via this corridor would trigger them anyway, but it would be way less cool, you know? It's fun to see the birthing process. Okay, look at our health. Let's not get hit by a dart, that would be lethal. So let's maybe stay off of that trapped path altogether and go here. Now, there's now a centaur sort of trampling underneath us. You can sometimes catch a glimpse of him through the glassy floor. Remember this mutant? We've been observing him when he was just standing around, not doing much on this ramp up here. I would like him to come closer maybe a bit more quickly, so I'm gonna do this and jump back. I don't want lava bubbles to kill us, that'd be very anticlimactic. This is again a good spot to cheese him from, okay? Excellent. Now if you don't mind, I'm going to save, because I again want to hold off using a medpack, and let's see if a stray lava bubble will kill us because of my arrogance. Okay, we're still good. Now this is what you call a subverted expectation. I'm not actually gonna let Lara physically approach it because of the bubbles, but this is a dead end. What on earth are you supposed to do? Well, just look up. Yes, that is absolutely safe and climbable. What follows isn't, but then you also have to go back. It's interesting. It's not what you would expect to do at all. Oh, but these bubbles are far-reaching. Let's avoid them, thank God. Now, you have the option of going left or right. I'm gonna choose the left path up, because there be a mutant over here. And I'm not entirely sure, does this guy shoot or not? Okay, doesn't seem like he is, which is very good for us. He seems to be stranded over there, so you can take him down safely. Yeah, imagine the situation we'd be in if we took the right path, right? And unfortunately you have no real way of knowing this in advance, which is a bit cheap, granted. Let's take the shotgun shells over here. Annoyingly, what follows is a slippery slope we cannot climb up, so we have to then make it back here again. And I think the idea is to return now downhill and choose the left path. But I have a much better idea, and that is to sort of make an angle jump like this and tilt Lara to the right. There, shortcut. Oh, this is a beautiful place, but it's also surprisingly empty, okay? So first of all, let's see if we paid attention during Tomb Raider 1's very first level. Yeah, keep on the right side and it's gonna make it all the easier, okay? Again, I think I can get away with not using a medpack in this room, but we'll see how long that will last. So first of all, there's Muty here, and there's another one behind the column over here. I really would like to sort of wonder and imagine what purpose this room served back in ancient Atlantis, before it was corrupted by the tendons and flesh and that sort of thing. But a part of that room has sunk in, another very familiar honeycomb structure. This place is huge, overwhelming, confusing. So let me show you the only important points of interest. Shotgun shells in that corner, then a small medpack over here, then underwater lever number 1 and number 2. Together, these will open up a path to secret number 2 behind this door, okay? Which is incredibly generous, has 4 goodies. However, it takes time to pick them all up and you're at a risk of drowning, so I'm gonna show you a safer way. Now, I'm gonna save the game here. And... run, 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 don't look back. Those guys are already chasing you, even if you don't see it yet. And get on this block. This is a block of safety and redemption. We're gonna be grateful for this block for, well, I want to say ages to come. I only mean minutes, but still. This block is love, this block is life. There you are. Okay. And this is essentially how we're gonna cheese these 2 mutants and the 2 following after that, okay? Because they do not shoot, and we need every advantage we can get in this tough situation, whereupon Lara dropped all her guns on the victory slide. Mind you, the body parts can finish us off with this amount of health, but we'll just risk it. Oof, okay, perfect. Okay, you know what? I'd like to keep things contained to their individual rooms. So, we haven't yet taken care of the goodies and a secret in this pool. So, first of all, shotgun shells in this corner. I like to imagine what it looked like back before it was flooded, because there is an actual staircase leading down, but it's just all a bit crumpled and... yeah. I mean, just like a ruined place would. Maybe this was barracks of ancient Atlantean warriors. There's actually a misconception that these creatures are Atlanteans and are referred to as Atlanteans, and I myself have been doing that quite often because it's just so useful. But that's not the case. These are just Natla's mutants, right? That she was imprisoned for, of course not killed, because that would solve problems. No, we need to postpone problems for later. These are her perverse creations that Tihocan and Qualopeg were shocked by. So we don't really know what the Atlanteans themselves looked like outside of Natla, Tihocan and Qualopeg in their sort of ceremonial robes, or however to call it, but Qualopeg himself is absolutely terrifying with that exoskeleton. In Tomb Raider Anniversary, the 2007 remake of Tomb Raider 1, they built a bit of a backstory to the fact that Natla tried to assassinate him and he survived, but essentially lost his... well, he didn't lose the lower part of his body, it just became kind of paralyzed, he couldn't use it anymore. So he had this exoskeleton to walk on, which I thought was really cool. There's no backstory for Tomb Raider 1's Qualopeg like that, we can just use our imagination. I think really the artist just thought it's a badass, creepy, alien-looking design and went with it. That's essentially it. Anyway, incredibly generous secret, likes of which we haven't seen since the top of the temple roof in the Lost Valley level. So let's get out of here before we drown. Really the key to this is after pressing those two underwater levers, knowing that this is not a timed challenge. You can resurface for air and then dive in to pick up the goodies. And that's essentially it, okay? Awesome, so we got the two secrets of this level. Now, I'm gonna do something very reminiscent of the end of the cistern level, and that's press a switch, release enemies and climb up. Because these muties also cannot shoot, thank God. Okay, always shoot at the one that's currently inside, okay? And just like before, we're gonna use the block of safety, our Redeemer, to just hop back on when our need will be greatest. But I'm nervous, they can still perhaps by accident sort of brush past us and deal that minimal damage. We'll see. Okay, and we always need to lure them in via dropping down, convincing the AI that it can actually get to us like this, until, of course, it cannot. So satisfying to be doing this, cheesing it. But hey, this is hard. It doesn't matter how you beat your single-player games, as long as you do it and feel proud doing so. And there we go. Both mutants down. Now, in each of their chambers where they were imprisoned, poor things, so maybe they were just born here, I don't know, still. Well, their suffering is now over. We are gonna find more shotgun ammo. Again, they really want us to use the shotgun here. I am making things unnecessarily difficult for myself, because I want to see if we can get far enough in the expansion, not using pistols after this level. We'll see. Now, I'm gonna show you probably the coolest chamber of the entire expansion. Well, that's not really true, but yeah. Just behind this thin membrane wall are 4 of these things, and a lever next to them. You know what will happen, right? Haha, gotcha. No, the door behind them opens, which I think is really funny. So, I think everyone in their right mind would expect that this membranous wall would disappear the instant you press the switch. Especially since that's what's been happening so far in the level, right? But no, not this time. You can also see, I think, a hint of shotgun shells behind this window over here. There it is, yeah. We'll get on the other side of that soon enough. For now... oh, okay, I think we need to press this switch to continue. Ah, we opened up the second corner structure, remember, at the beginning of the level? Now let me show you how to open the other corner structure, inside of which we actually are. Again, part of this watchtower is completely flooded, but we will have an easier access to the shotgun shells. And thank God it's flooded, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to use this underwater lever, right? That's something the Cistern and Tomb of Tihocan have taught us. And there we go. And you can essentially continue the level. Now, the hardest part of the level that I'm about to tackle now is purely optional and needed only, again, if you're interested in all the goodies and kills, which is why I assume you're watching my LP. Or maybe you're not. You will see, you will weigh out your options, you'll see this mayhem and madness and think to yourself, screw this, I'm out, this is not worth it. I wouldn't blame you, okay? Question now is, do we use a large health pack or small one? I'm gonna be a cheap bastard. There we go, and let us save, because we will absolutely need it. Okay, 2 hops back, and you should set yourself up for a pretty good position to take potshots at these guys and move out of harm's way. Oh, very close. Doing this over and over without doing too many mistakes is a tall order. I get it. But it's the best strategy I found. The problem is, you might be thinking, okay, let's go up the stairs and have a better vantage point. Well, as it turns out, these guys can shoot. Yep, they look just the same like the previous ones, but these in particular, for whatever reason, actually use their firing mechanism if they feel the need to, okay? So you need to constantly move into and out of their line of sight, or they'll, yeah, do that. Now the bone fragments are fine, it's the fireballs that are the problem. Oh, and do not hold the action key pressed and locked onto one enemy. Make sure to always shoot the one that appears the closest, okay? Don't be locked onto one enemy unnecessarily. That's not helpful in this particular situation, despite the fact it's what we've been using in many others previously. Now all of them should be fairly damaged. We should slowly start seeing exactly that. Explosions. Okay. See, I think this works really well, but if you guys have some better strategy in mind, I would welcome it, because I'll be honest, this is still getting on my nerves, this kind of hopping forward and backwards thing. It takes ages and it's fairly exhausting. Okay, one more. Correct me if I'm wrong, maybe my memory doesn't serve me well, but I think we took no damage during this attempt. Very nice. Awesome. So why bother with this other than the 4 kills? Well, remember, behind the membrane wall, we opened a small door over here. And we are gonna get our hands on... Yeah, it's not a secret, we already got the 2. It's just 2 small health packs. I would wish that it'd be 1 large at least. They really treat large med packs as something exceedingly rare in this expansion, which I think is a very interesting change in direction, and I quite like it. Okay. So that's it, we used a small med pack to get 2 small med packs. That's a good trade. Especially since there's no achievement tied to you not using a med pack or anything crazy like that. Okay. Okay, and we can get out of this corner structure. Finally. Into a very familiar area. And you know what? It might be a bit disheartening because it feels like we've made no progress whatsoever. We just fell into that hole. And now, almost what feels like 20 minutes later, we emerge from this corner structure. What was the point? Right? We didn't even get a new weapon. Well, the point was opening this door. That's what will enable us to go up and make the final victorious swan dive, okay? But there be an enemy here. Who shoots? How? What? Through the wall? Come on, that's just cheap. Only I'm allowed to shoot through walls. You're not, okay? Okay, this is making me nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but it's over, thank God. Now, this is one of the most confusing areas we've encountered so far. So first of all, there's a large medpack over here. Then we're gonna fall down, collect the shotgun shells over here. Then we're gonna get into the water, collect magnum clips here. Ooh, we can still see smoke after broken off body part. Magnum clips over here. And then, my God, we are gonna... Whoa, sometimes the camera resets. We're gonna climb out of the water, press a switch here to open the door here, allowing us to continue. But because we want all the goodies, we are gonna ignore this door altogether and instead focus on the 2 underwater levers. Okay, I hope you made notes. This is a lot to cover. Alright, can we reach it? Ah, thank God. Okay, I wanted to skip the climb up animation. Okay, so exceedingly rare large health pack is ours. There are only 4 in this level, which 4 large health packs in a level seems like a lot. Not in a level of this magnitude, this kind of danger, and not when mixed with 59 other items. I think the best way is to make a sting grabbing jump. Again, grabbing means Lara will not hit her head on her way there. We're actually on the other side of this window. There's our block of safety and redemption we used for cheesing the enemies. Now, let's get into the water and get our hands on the magnum clips. There we go. And behind the rubble over here, let's not forget the other one. Now, honestly, we're not really gonna need magnums quite as much, I think, because we're gonna get Uzis fairly quickly in the next level, but we'll see. Maybe we'll actually run out of Uzi ammo if we'll just abuse them constantly after getting them, and we'll need to fall back on Uzis. Now, this door is a bit weird. It closes and opens really seems randomly. Of course, it's not random, but I just haven't figured out what is the root cause. But approach this tile with the shotgun shells and it should always open. That's essentially it. Okay, awesome. Now, before we continue with the right side of the underwater, let me press the switch here. Remember, I don't want to leave any switch unpressed. It will open up a door. You can now essentially climb up and continue through that door if you so desire. But, I mean, you would miss out on lots of goodies, including magnums, and that would be unforgivable. Oh, Lara, what are you doing? Let me take another breath, just to be sure. Now, please cooperate. Thank you. Now, this underwater tunnel actually leads to an area that's behind the door we just opened, but we're going to use the underwater tunnel to reach it, strangely enough. So first of all, there are shotgun shells over here, and around the corner there'll be magnum clips. Thank God I have my notes from 2014. I'd be lost what's where. Okay, I hope we're not going to find ourselves at the end of the level having 62 goodies. That would absolutely destroy me. This door is a bit of a time challenge to get behind. Behind it, as you could already see, are our precious magnums that somehow got there. I don't know how. In order to open the door, we need to make it across the spikes here, okay? I don't want to get Lara impaled. Okay, and now let's use the walk key. I do not recommend making any kind of running jump because these are 2 full squares of spikes and we'll have plenty of time to get behind the underwater door by just walking. Let me show you what I mean. Okay. During the cutscene I pressed the roll key and I also pressed forward once, so Lara makes a running step forward and then I started to walk. Now we can release the walk key and go, go, go. Diagonally into the corner. And you made it, see? And we didn't even get scratched by the spikes, which is simply awesome, and the magnums are ours. Wonderful. We'll use them starting in the next level, you know? Maybe it's not necessary, but better safe than sorry. Now, we can absolutely climb up, but that would result in Lara scratching her beautiful legs. Instead, well, this might just be a very stupid idea, but I'd rather do this. Oof, okay. See? No scratching damage whatsoever. Now this is really strange. There is this shimmying tight space, but I just don't understand why we would use it. To shimmy from here over here, or to shimmy from here to this slippery slope leading into spikes and nothing else. I just don't understand its purpose. It seems like an idea by the devs that was abandoned later on. It confuses the hell out of me. Anyway, magnum clips over here, and now I'm gonna show you something. Well, again, it's such a weird jump that I'm not sure this was intended to continue, but that's how I do things, and it works reliably well. And that's to make a grabbing jump on that ledge over there from here. That's it. The height is just right. You're gonna be awarded with another few magnum clips, or candy bars. And now, let's just make a running jump forward. No need to grab, and behind this, which looks like a slippery slope but it isn't, is a small health pack. And fun fact, we are on the other side of the gold-plated door, at least I assume it's gold, I'm not sure what other material it'd be. It looked very gold in the original graphics to me. Yeah, so this is sort of the first corner structure we emerged from, this is the second one we entered, we went down and swam under into this one behind the golden door, right? Again, I'm not sure what the point of the door is, maybe to return or something like that. But you know what? I always like it when levels are interconnected, and the way this loops on itself is actually pretty darn impressive. They've really developed their level building skills by this point, so I like that a lot. What I don't like is this room. This room is pure and utter evil. Oh boy. Okay, first of all, make a diagonal standing jump to not fall into Well, let's actually check what it looks like down there safely with photo mode. Oh my, spikes and spikes galore. The lava is there just for show. It's the spikes and the falling damage that are the real threat. So over here is a corner, which by the way is optional. You can completely ignore if you will not like what you see, with two goodies. Magnum clips around the corner and shotgun shells over there. Now, save your game here in case you want to get them, because just approaching the corner will make a mutant appear, and the safest way to take it down is from here, okay? But be careful, this guy can shoot back. Oh, and he's doing it, okay? So whenever he stops, you know he's about to shoot. It's no rocket science. So hold the look key whilst you're firing at him. You'll be able to identify it more easily than just seeing Lara standing here and grinning her teeth, right? Now, that was the first one. The first one is easy, okay? We can absolutely get our hands on the shotgun shells over here. The problem starts with the magnum clips. And if you don't mind an extra save here as well. Because now a mutant will appear right ahead and he can push us down into that pit. Oof. I don't know how we made that jump. Oh no, don't shoot. No, don't. No, no, no. How dare you? This is not part of the plan. Whew. Are we alive? Okay. I did not expect the mutant to corner us with his fireballs in that small space. Normally what would happen, he would run back here like the original mutant did, and you could take pot shots at him and cover with relative ease. But I have to say, I am proud by how I handled that situation. Will we have enough health to make it across this? Oh my god, we absolutely will not. Our health bar is empty. Lara is standing purely with her willpower. I need to pop in another one. I'm sorry, I tried my best. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that damage would actually destroy us. Well, this was pretty damn funny. Okay, but I'm pretty sure we can finish the level without using another medpack, right? There is still the sort of a final boss, the centaur we optionally summoned, we have to worry about, and two flying demons. Flying because we will find ourselves on the other side of this huge structure. Okay, and I'm nervous. I do not want to make a mistake here. Oh, looky here, our fourth and final large health pack, which we're not using, as tempting as it might be. Which demon to take care of first? The one who gets closer, of course, but we don't have exactly a lot of space to maneuver on this platform over here. So this is making me incredibly nervous. Let's see if the demons will cooperate. I mean, they probably won't, which is why they're called demons, but still. No body parts, please. Thank you. And now this guy just needs to get here. Okay, we can use the downtime to collect goodies, in case you're trying to take them down with magnums. I assume you're not going to be using shotgun here. That guy worries me. Okay, let's hope he doesn't corner us on this here platform, because we'd be royally screwed. Uh-oh, I don't like that sound. Okay. Lara, why are you not firing? Even though you cannot see it, they seem to be clipping through a wall of the skybox. But since the skybox itself is invisible, it doesn't even look like they're clipping. Does that make sense? It was more visible in the center of the pyramid, the lava core of the Atlantis level. Quick check. Ah, thank god, we have all the pickups, all the secrets. We have one more kill, the centaur we summoned at the very bottom of the level. We have used 2 small health packs. Good, but this is not time for that. It's not the final stat screen yet. Now, I'm about to unlock the Leap of Faith achievement. My god, I love this camera angle. So, once it stops or interrupted with the look key, make sure to align Lara well, give her a run up, and please save your game. Because this will be the most stylish thing ever, unless the camera will get messed up like it did in the original release, but I have not experienced that in the remaster yet. And there we are, diving across all the stages of the level. Leap of Faith unlocked. Swan dive to the hole in the end of Atlantean Stronghold level. Now we only have a centaur to worry about. And with a good enough positioning, we can take this guy down easily. Oh, with pistols. Okay, that was a bit unexpected start to the combat, but we're fine. Look at our health. We almost made it through the level using only one small health pack. It is possible. But I'm still happy. We took one fireball, or a splash damage from a fireball, more like. But there we go. So now, this should not look familiar, but at the same time it should, because it's an extension of the structure above us, okay? So, you know, we've been stepping on this glass floor just sort of a couple of minutes ago. Yep, all these 4 platforms, 3 mutants hatching, that sort of thing. On our right is the level exit, and on our left over here, just briefly want to show you, is the room with the 6 switches, right? So there we are, and only one of those switches is actually needed to progress through the level. Mind you, the moment you will press the switch here, it's the level exit screen. The door will not even open, you don't even need to walk across the corridor like you do anywhere else. Not sure why they did it like that. So, let me save the game here, and let's see the stat screen. Okay, my friends, this was the first level of Unfinished Business expansion, giving you a good idea of what to expect. These levels are harder, but using everything you learned in Tomb Raider 1, you will do well. It took us over 42 minutes, we have found both secrets, picked up all 63 goodies, and killed all 31 demons / mutants / 1 centaur, right? We have also used 2 small health packs. We have triggered 4 boulders, okay? So that's all the boulders there are in this level. There are gonna be many more at the very beginning of the next level. And those of you who know, you know. So it's gonna be a fun puzzle to figure it out. Now, before I'll take us to the next level, I would like to actually take us to the beginning of this level again to unlock the emergency exit achievement. So if you're interested in that, stick around. In case not, I will see you next time in the Hive. Welcome back to the main menu. So the easiest way to unlock the emergency exit achievement is really to just start a new Unfinished Business playthrough. It really doesn't matter. We're essentially on our way to descend the Atlantean Stronghold tower. Oh, and you could see what the loading screen looks like in the remastered graphics, so to speak. So remember, the corridor over there is a secret. We do not need that. Let's let the roll pass. And perhaps everything I talked about regarding this achievement before is gonna start making a little bit more sense. We can ignore the 2 flying demons that will spawn and the mutie over here. We just need to descend the tower, okay? So that's essentially it. And survive in the process. Remember, we start with not a single small med pack, so we need to conserve at least some of the health. But it's gonna make our life easier. Well, that's definitely not these 2 mutants. Whoa! Close call. Oh, now you're firing at me. No way. So this, with the shotgun shells, is the slippery slope. Backflip, tilt Lara to the left again, and you should just about make it here. Perfect. And this time, to make things easier, we did not press the switch, which would summon the centaur to us, okay? So, over here we go, and let's see. Now this is gonna be no speedrun contender or anything like that, but I'm curious. There we go, 1 minute 14 seconds. So emergency escape, finish Atlantean Stronghold level in less than 5 minutes. I honestly do not understand why they were that generous. Why 5 minutes? I feel like 3 minutes maybe would be more appropriate, but look, hey, I'm not gonna complain about more people being able to complete an achievement, right? So that's essentially it. I think it's a fun one, just to show you again. I love achievements that show you an alternate playthrough through levels. I think this is great stuff. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Again, I'm gonna see you next time in the 2nd Atlantean level, the Hive, but not before thanking my patrons. Blank Goopel, Mick, Severin Drax, and Marek Malec, thank you guys so much for being Lara's Winston and bringing her a delicious cup of tea whenever she needs a refreshment. I would also like to thank my caretaker Winston, Michael McConkey. Thank you so much for patching Lara up after all those bullet wounds, and also for treating her for those particularly nasty dinosaur bites. Next, I would like to give huge thanks to my veteran Winston, Andrea Paviglianiti. Thank you so much, sir, for keeping Lara's home safe from all those pesky Bartoli's henchmen and also from crazy scientists trying to force evolution on us. And finally, I would like to give a very special thanks to my fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. You are an absolute legend. Thank you so much for supporting the channel in this way. You allow me to spend more time making these videos and improving their quality. And thank you to all of you who are also watching. You guys are awesome. In case you're looking for a way to support me and essentially help me produce more videos more often and in a higher quality, feel free to check out my Patreon. You can absolutely join for free, or you can also support me. My content will not be exclusive and will be shared to everyone, but the more support I will receive, the more time I will be able to afford on making these videos. And by the way, I'm not sure about you, but I'm pretty annoyed by ads on YouTube, so I'm keeping all of these ad-free. With that said, I hope you had a blast enjoying our first dip into the Unfinished Business expansion, and I'll see you next time in The Hive. Yes, it's exactly as evil as it sounds.